construction of the Pacific Motorway, which have significantly impacted our koalas, in particular the Wardell Koala Colony, the last healthy community in my own Ballina Shire, which was hit by the rerouting of the Pacific Motorway in order to bypass Wardell and avoid impacting cane farms. This colony inhabits the Blackwall Range, which on top of everything else was also burnt during the Black Summer Fires. I've really tried through my time in Parliament to assist koalas. I wrote the environment policy for the 2011 election and prioritised a review of the state's koala recovery plan, which was hopelessly out of date, and secured funding through those processes, and that was part of our commitment. I did try hard for the Blackwall Range koala community. I lost faith in federal protections in the process, so I'm fully aware there's no federal backstop if this bill passes today. That issue and its outcome has been really significant in how I've arrived at my position today, because all the fine words explaining how much RMS and others care about koalas were for nothing. And so I no longer have any confidence in fine words. I just have to process what is on the table in front of me. And I was not party to the processes that brought this bill to the House. I cannot be held accountable, and nor can I have any faith in that process, which has zero to do with protecting koalas. It's to try to patch up political disagreement. And I would dearly love to see that solved, but it is just too costly if it comes at the expense of koalas. Far too many mistakes have been made already, many buried in regulatory complexity, but the trends, the science, and the outcomes are very clear. We are failing, and this bill cannot possibly assist. It can only make matters worse. And now is not the time to be selling out our koalas. I make a Christmas donation to Lismore Friends of the Koala. Beyond that, I don't think I've achieved anything for them at all. This bill, I admit, brings to the surface many disappointments. I thought there was a lot of hope and promise for the environment 9 years ago. But this has brought me to a tipping point because of the reframing of policy that began with catchment management authorities being removed from the environment portfolio and handed to the Primary Industries Minister by former Premier Barry O'Farrell. These disappointments have had to be endured, of course, for the sake of loyalty, but as members are aware, the shock of what happened to the portfolio and the incremental stripping of protections away from environment planning and into a primary industry framework has been very difficult to swallow, particularly since the models have been dismantled, that we've been dismantling were set up by the Liberals and Nationals during the Griner years. So actually it's our own good work that we've been undoing.